runs straight and narrow and wanders around like a drunken fellow. Some days it's hard for me to follow, but if you've got my back, I'll go on. If you've got my back, I'll go on. I'm going to imagine the rapturous applause of millions. I'm also going to imagine that every single person knows all of the sing-along backing vocals. And when the moment in this song for that arrives, I'm just going to lean back and enjoy it. Seriously, sing along in your virtual reality if you know it. This song's about the weather. It's called The Next Storm. We had a difficult winter. We had a rough few months. When the storms came in on the coast, it felt like they broke everything on us at once. It's easy enough to talk about bliss spirit when you're not holding the roof up and knee deep in it. The pictures and the papers got ruined by the rain, and we wondered if they'd ever get try again. But I don't want to spend the whole of my life indoors, laying low and waiting on the next storm. I don't want to spend the whole of my life inside. I want to step out and face the sunshine. I wrote this song years ago, but I have to say that the lyrics have been a little bit poignant in recent months. Trapped inside the house, wishing I could get outside. This is pretty good for now, though. We lost faith in the omens. We lost faith in the gods. Just standing up, clutching at the empty rituals, like gamblers clutching long odds. I don't care what the weatherman is saying, because the last time that I saw him, he was on his knees, he was praying. And the preachers and the scientists got soaked just the same, and we wondered if they'd ever get try again. But I don't want to spend the whole of my life indoors, laying low and waiting on the next storm. I don't want to spend the whole of my life inside. I want to step out and face the sunshine. So open the shutters, raise up the minds, rejoice, rebuild the storm's place. Cast off the crutches, cut off the cast, rejoice, rebuild the storm's place. Rejoice, rebuild the storm has passed. Don't want to spend the whole of my life indoors, laying low, waiting on the next storm. I don't want to spend the whole of my life inside. I want to step out and face the sunshine. Not gonna live the whole of my life indoors. Gonna step out and face the next storm. There it is, folks. Again, imagining the cheering of crowded millions. There's one of them. Anyway, so I put out a record a few years ago called Be More Kind, and I'm in the middle of enjoying or not enjoying the feeling of prescience in it, and that some of the songs were kind of relevant when it came out, and now they feel a lot more relevant. This is a song that I wrote about a conversation I had on a plane in Australia with a businessman who told me that he'd spent all the money he'd made on a warehouse full of arms, like tanks and sniper rifles and stuff. And he said, "Do you want to know why?" And I said, "I feel like you're going to tell me anyway." And he told me, he said, "When the shit goes down, you can't eat gold." And I said, "You can't eat gold anyway." But anyway, his whole vibe seemed to be that he was going to prepare for the apocalypse. by buying guns, and that seems sad to me. And here we are in what may or may not be the apocalypse. A friend of mine said the other day, I never thought that the apocalypse would be boring, which I thought was quite a good point. Anyway, this is a song that I wrote about that guy on that plane, but it doesn't feel inappropriate at the moment. This song's called The 21st Century Survival Blues. And it goes like this.
Got the 21st century survival blues, a condition brought on by watching the news. Things have been quiet for far too long, and if I know human beings, things are gonna go wrong. We were raised in a glade of unsustainable peace. Not many of us ever had to live on our knees, scared that I won't have the strength that it takes to stand up when the levee breaks. So meet me at home when the sirens go off. I don't wanna be alone, don't you get lost? And I know a place where the two of us can hide, and we can barricade the door and we'd be safe inside. Where the harsh wind blows and the world gets cold, you can't trust kindness and you can't eat gold. I got the 21st century survival blues, but to tell you the truth, I just need you. I got the 21st century survival blues, generation raised up without paying its dues, comfortable enough to play around with doubt without knowing how to survive when the lights go out. And if we take away the things we've been depending on, we'll be flailing like children in a nursery home. So I started making lists of the essential things for when the storms bring what they bring. So meet me at home when the sirens go off. I don't wanna be alone, and don't you get lost. And I know a place where the two of us can hide, and we can barricade the door and we'd be safe inside. Where the harsh winds blow and the world gets cold, you can't trust kindness and you can't eat gold. Got the 21st century survival blues, but to tell you the truth, I just need you. I just need you. Got the 21st century survival blues. I got shelter, drinking water, I got cupboards of food. And I know I can't survive in my apocalypse home. What's the point in surviving if we're just surviving alone? So meet me at home when the sirens go off. I don't wanna be alone, and don't you get lost. And I know a place where the two of us can hide, and we can barricade the door and we'd be safe inside. When the harsh winds blow and the world gets cold, you can't trust kindness and you can't eat gold. I got the 21st century survival blues, but to tell you the truth, let me tell you the truth, I just need you. I just need you. There it is, friends. All right, let's keep moving through. I put out a history album last year because that's the kind of sexy and interesting guy that I am, and it was all trying to tell stories of real people from history whose stories don't get told enough, in my humble opinion. And one of the stories that I came across, thanks to my friend Zima, was the story of Huda Sha'arawi, who was an Egyptian woman, and she was born in the late 19th century into kind of comically awful
repression. She was born into an aristocratic family, married off young in an arranged marriage to a cousin, wasn't taught how to read, raised in a harem, all this kind of stuff. During the First World War, she managed to get out of there, and she got to Switzerland, where she discovered feminism, and in 1923, she returned to Cairo Station, and on the platform at Cairo Station, she ripped off her face veil that she'd been made to wear every day of her life up to that point in time, and said, "No more." Or the Egyptian equivalent of that. And she changed women's rights in the Middle East doing this, and it's an amazing story. So I wanted to write a song because all of this was news to me, and I think it's important that we know about it. And one of her nicknames was the Lioness, so this song is called The Lioness. Said the times are hard for honest men, but she didn't give a damn, she wasn't one of them. I don't mean to imply that she ever told a lie, but she was raised in a harem and told to keep quiet. She isn't gonna hide her face anymore. She isn't gonna know her place anymore. Married off young, set aside, who'd her always burn bright. She wasn't one to hide. She taught herself languages and poetry, and taught herself to speak so she could set herself free. Look on her works, mighty men. She opened up the harem, then come close it up again. Stepped off a ledge and let herself fall free. Stepped up a train and into history. She isn't gonna hide her face anymore. She isn't gonna know her place anymore. She isn't gonna hide her face anymore. She isn't gonna know her place anymore. Everyone get ready for the sing-along part. You know how it goes, right? I'll take that as a yes. Udasarawi is a lioness name, heart well fed, eyes aflame, face uncovered, showing what she overcame. Huda is a lioness, she won't be tamed. She isn't gonna hide her face anymore. She isn't gonna know her place anymore. She isn't gonna hide her face anymore. She isn't gonna know her place anymore. Everyone should know her name. The lioness will not be tamed. Everyone should know her name. The lioness will not be tamed. There it is. All right. This song that I wrote about everything that happened in 2016 feels like it's still relevant now, and that's really fucking depressing. This song was called 1933. Stop asking musicians what they think. He slid softly as he poured himself a second drink, and outside the world slipped over the brink. We all thought we had nothing to lose, that we could trust and cross fingers and horseshoes, that everything will work out no matter what we choose. The first time it was a tragedy, the second time it was a farce. Outside it's 1933, so I'm here in the bar, and I don't know what's going on anymore. The world outside is burning with a brand new light, but it isn't one that makes me feel warm. Don't call mistaking your house burning down for the dawn. Don't call mistaking your house burning down for the dawn. If I was of the greatest generation, I'd be pissed about the world that I built. Slipping back into this, I'd be screaming at my grandkids. We already did this. Pieces of simple answers. That shit's for fascists and maybe teenagers. You can't fix the world if all you have is a hammer. The first time it was a tragedy, the second time it was a farce. Outside it's 1933, so I'm in a bar, but I don't know
what's going on anymore. The wall outside is burning with a brand new light. It isn't one that makes me feel warm. Don't come mistaking your heart spinning down for the dawn. Don't come mistaking your heart spinning down for the dawn. For the dawn. Aren't you ashamed of this? I surely hope that you are. Living in a society that's maybe heading for Mars. But down here we still have a shower of bastards leading the charge. Outside it's 1933, so I'm in the bar and I don't know what's going on anymore. The wall outside is burning with a brand new light. It is the one that makes me feel warm. Tom Collins taking your heart spinning down for the dawn. Tom Collins taking your heart spinning down for the dawn. Tom Collins taking your heart spinning down for the dawn. Tom Collins taking your heart spinning down for the dawn. Thank you very much. All right, listen, I reckon that's about a halfway point in what we're doing here. We'll take some requests. Yes, that's a brilliant idea. I will go to Capo 4 of my guitar. It's just what I was hoping that someone would say. I might even tune it while we're here, because that's just the kind of nice, considerate individual that I am. Let's see. What songs do I know on Capo 4? I've got one that I want to play, but I want to play something else first. Let's see how we do, shall we? This is a song that I wrote about getting stuck in... I got stuck in Sydney Airport and I got drunk and called my ex-girlfriend. And it seemed like a brilliant idea. And it turned out to be the worst idea ever. Other than the fact that I got a good song out of it. But right now, airports feel like magical, mystical places that we'll never go back to. This song's called The Way I Tend to Be. Some mornings I pray for evening, for the day to be done. Some summer days I hide away and wait for rain to come. As it turns out, hell will not be found within the fires below, but in making do and muddling through when you know where else to go. Then I remember shine like truth in all you do. If you remember me, you could save me from the way I tend to be, way I tend to be. Some days I wake up, days, my dear, I don't know where I am. I've been running now so long, I'm scared, forgotten how to stand. I stand around in airport bars, I gather thoughts to think. If all I had was one long road, would drive a man to drink. Then I remember save me from the way I tend to be. So I said I love you so many times that the words kinda die in my mouth. I meant it each time with these beautiful parts, and somehow it never works out. But you stood apart in my callous heart, and you told me, and here's what I learned. us about all the changes you made, not just 3 small words. Then I catch myself catching your scent on someone else in a crowded space, and it takes me somewhere I cannot quite place. And then I remember you and the way you shine like truth in all you do. And if you remember me, you could save me from the way I tend to be, the way I tend to be. The way I tend to be, the way I tend to be.
And there it is, folks. The song that I wrote in Sydney Airport. This is a song that I wrote a few years ago. And again, that sort of feels kind of like, at the very least, it hasn't got less meaningful to me, at any rate. I don't know. We'll see what you guys think. But it's a song, I kind of wrote this song because I was kind of pissed off at everybody screaming at each other about politics. And first of all, just screaming at each other and not listening. And secondly, people kind of mistaking posting shit on the internet for activism. Doesn't count. You've actually got to go out and meet real people to make things change, in my humble opinion. But one of the nice things about 2020, and they're thin on the ground, let's be honest with each other. To me, one of the nice things about it is that it feels like people are starting to look to their localities and their communities a little bit more. I've got to know my neighbours a lot better, if I'm honest with you. I'm a typical Londoner, I didn't know them that well. And now we know each other better, and I think that's a good thing. And we should encourage more of that. This song's called Be More Kind.
History's been leaning on me lately. I can feel the future breathing down my neck. And all the things I thought were true when I was young and you were too, turned out to be broken. And I don't know what comes next in a world that has decided that it's going to lose its mind. Be more kind, my friends. Try to be more kind. They've started raising walls around the world now, like hackles raised upon a cornered cat. And the borders in our heads between the things that can and can't be said, we stopped talking to each other. There's something wrong with that. So before you go out searching, don't decide what you will find. Be more kind, my friends. Try to be more kind. And you should know you're not alone. If you don't know what to do, you can clap along with my foot. Don't give up if you just can't get your way. Don't listen to the bitter things they say. Put those thoughts behind you. Tomorrow's a new day. Don't give up if you just can't get your way. Life hurts and love will burn. Don't we wish it went that way? falls to bits. You should fix it, don't throw it away. Don't let your heart get hardened into stone, or lose yourself in looking at your phone. So many so-called friends, still you feel alone. You should spend more time with the do's than with the don'ts. 'Cause life hurts, love will burn. Don't we wish it were that way? When you can't pull through, I will help you or push you away. Hey! Sing along if you know the words to this bit. Don't worry if you don't know what to do. And now you all know the words to this bit. Don't worry if you don't know what to do. Don't be shy. Don't worry if you don't know what to do. One more time around. Don't worry if you don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm doing. No one has a clue, but you'll figure it out, and I might too. Blacking in and out in a strange flat in East London. Somebody I don't really know just gave me something to help settle me down, to stop me from always thinking about you. And you know your life is heading in a questionable direction when you're up for days with strangers and you can't remember anything except the way you sounded when you told me you didn't know what I should do. Hey! So long road up to recovery from here, a long way back to the light. So long road up to recovery from here, a long way to making it right. So I've been waking in the morning just like every other day, and just like every boring blues song I get swallowed by the pain. And so I fumble for a figure in the darkness to make it go away. You're not lying there any longer, and I know that that's my fault. So I've been pounding on the floor, and I've been crawling up the walls, and I've been dipping in my darkness. Serotonin boosters, cider and some kind of smelling salts. So long road up to recovery from here, a long way back to the light. So long road up to recovery from here, a long way to making it right. And on the first night we met, you said, well, darling, let's make a deal. If anybody ever asks us, let's just tell them that we met in jail. That's a story that I'm sticking to like a stony-faced accomplishment tonight. I need to hear the truth of my mother getting through this. Yeah, you once sent me a letter that said if you're lost at sea, close your eyes and catch a time I do and only think of me. Oh, darling, now I'm sinking. I was lost to lost could be. I was hoping you could drag me up and down here towards my recovery. Hey! Just give me a sign. You're just a subtle little glimmer, some suggestion that you'd have me. If I could only make me better, then I would stand a little stronger as I walked a little taller all the time. Because I know you are cynic, but I think I can convince you. Cause broken people can get better if they really want to. Or at least that's all I have to tell myself if I am hoping to. So long road up to recovery from here, a long way back to the light. So long
There it is, folks. All right, listen, I've got one more song left of me for today, if everyone's all right with that. Thanks for being here in our virtual reality universe that is the nearest thing to a gig we're going to get for the time being. It's a great honour and a great pleasure to be part of Shangri-La. It's a wonderful thing. Thanks for having me. I hope that I will see you all actually physically in front of me at some point in the near future. And I do believe that we'll get back to some kind of semblance of normality. And actually, fuck it. Why don't let's get back to something better than that. There's an idea. But in the meantime, I miss gigs, but thanks for being in for this one today. I've got one more song. My name's Frank Turner. I come from London. It's been a pleasure. I have no idea what show number this is because I've stopped figuring out how to count, but it's roughly 2,500. And this song... This is a song I wrote to pick myself up when I was down a few years back and suffering from various self-inflicted issues. This song's called Get Better, and it goes like this.
I got me a shovel, and I'm digging a ditch, and I'm gonna fight for this 4 square feet of land like a mean old son of a bitch. I got me a future, I'm not stuck on the past, I've got no new tricks yet, I'm up on bricks, but me, I'm a machine and I was built to last. And so I get better cause I haven't been my best. She took a plain black mug and started writing on my chest. She drew a line across the middle of my broken heart, said come on now let's fix this mess. We can get better because we're not dead yet. They threw me a whirlwind and I spat back the same. I took a battering, but I got thicker skin, and the best people I know are looking out for me, so I'm taking the high road. My engine's running high and fine. May I always see the road rising up to meet me, my enemies defeated in the mirror behind. And so I get better cause I haven't been my best. She took a plain black mug and started writing on my chest. She drew a line across the middle of my broken heart, said come on now let's fix this mess. We can get better because we're not dead yet. This is the part where everybody claps their hands. It's just a knot in the small of your back and you could work it out with your fingers. It's just a tune that got stuck in your head. You could work it out with your fingers. It's just some numbers tangled up in your songs. You could work it out with your fingers. It's just a simple prayer missing from the past and your mess. Oh buddy, you could always be a little bit better than this. So I get better and don't ever accept less. Take a plain black marker and write this on your chest. And draw a line underneath all of this unhappiness. Come on now, let's fix this mess. We can get better because we're not dead yet. We can get better because we're not dead yet.
Thank you very much.